This is Reality Check with Rios, episode 10. We got a really cool ass guest that I've been wanting here from the day one, finally here.
Yeah.
Big budget over here at Reality Check, you know what I mean? I got the big wigs coming through, guys. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, we got our boy here. No further ado, we got AD here,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here, man. I appreciate you for having me. You know what I mean?
Nah, man, it's all the honor's all mine for real because you're one of the staples, one of the people in my life that I've seen that I've dealt with that I was like, fuck, my homie is really getting it. He's doing his thing.
Real talk.
And I've said it for pun. I'm gonna say it for you. Like, but you guys are in a space that I didn't see y'all being in.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
I did not like. I could not have put that on the calendar or in my mind that this is what y'all would be doing, and not just doing it, thriving. Did you see that?
No.
Even
Bro,
when you started?
No. This is the thing, bro. Like, and I'm not the most spiritual person, right?
Okay.
But I do have faith. I do believe in God. I always have my spiritual armor up, and you'll ask God to open doors for you and stuff like that too. So you don't know where those doors are going to lead.
Right.
And like I couldn't picture none of this too. And it's like even if even if back then you was like, oh, I'm praying for this.
Yeah.
This wasn't even possible back then. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just super dope that I've always had insight of like what's next and not getting too comfortable in whatever space that I'm in. Just having that hustler's mentality and stuff like that.
Ready to evolve. Adapt.
Always ready to.
Nigga, I was driving downtown yesterday, picked my son up from school. Nigga, I'm looking the moon. I see you on the poster outside. I'm like, this nigga
crazy.
Stay working.
Oh, the blue moon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was supposed to post it on Instagram. I didn't post it, but I'm just like, when I'm driving places, I'm just minding my damn business. I look to the left, I see the homie, big ass.
Yeah. Big shout out to Blue Moon family, man.
I go record, big ass security guard come out.
Yep.
Like, what you doing? I was like, hey, this is my brother, man. Like, I got to get this recorded. This is epic for me.
Yeah, that's dope.
And
that's
so
dope.
You're in this space and you're thriving in this space. I already said I didn't see it happening. Was there a point where you were discouraged in the space? Like when you guys were first starting?
No, I wouldn't say discouraged because things just continue to just pop up. You know what I mean? I would say like the only thing that I would say as far as not discouragement, but kind of, learning how to manage your emotions and how to handle situations on the internet. So, as a rapper, you don't really deal with that. A lot of people stroke your ego all the time. They tell you how dope you are. There's a whole bunch of yes men around you and stuff like that. But then once you like kind of get into this space and the world can talk to you unfiltered, you know what I mean? Then you start getting all type of everything.
Yeah.
And it tests your patience. And then, then you got to look at yourself too. Like, hey, okay. You really, really figure out who you are in the midst of all of that.
Right.
And mastering that was like a challenge. And once like I felt like I mastered that, then it became way more like fun to do. Fun to do
because you could be a little bit more free in your thought process, like not being so chained to what people are saying. So did you get a taste of that at No Jumper, or once you went to that front mic in front of the screen where the chat is right there?
It was a mixture of both.
Okay.
It was a mixture of both because, you're not used to, and I mean, like me personally, personal attacks, that's cool. I ain't tripping off of that. Right. Once like your girl and your kids and your family members and everybody that's not even on the table,
right,
they start getting hit with it, right? And like even like the other day, I was registering my son for school.
Okay.
And my BM was like, oh my God, your fans, like people DMing her stuff. And, like certain things that I've said on these platforms has traveled back and has caused problems in other areas and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So because it's a whole different world. I have no idea of the world that you live in or how to operate in that world because you are actually recognizable where you go.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like nobody knows who I am. I just
They know who you is.
Somebody important does, you know what I'm saying? But you are in front of the camera,
Mm-hmm.
in front of the people, but you also walk outside your door and
Mhm.
you're also on camera
All
with
time.
people's lenses, their eyes. And so has that been difficult? Like, because when you were a rapper, it was you rapping, rapper. But now it's like more personal AD.
I love the more personal side though.
Okay.
Because I feel like as a rapper, the brand that I was creating for myself wasn't a brand friendly brand.
Okay.
And you know, when you talking street stuff all the time, people think twice about approaching you, and you're losing that fan interaction. So many times, like I would be out somewhere and somebody would see me, and I know they kind of like know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm on defense, and it look like they on defense, and then I get a DM later on like, hey, like, oh, I didn't want to say nothing to you, and I'm sitting there like, damn. Every time somebody comes around me, they don't even want to talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got into the content space to where people was like, oh, he's cool. And then it's, hey, what's up? Ooh,
Right.
and come chop it up and everything like that. Because those interactions are the ones that people remember. And how you treat those people.
One-on-ones.
Bro, those ones. Somebody say, oh, you treated them good, man, they gonna fuck with you forever.
Forever.
And they gonna have your back.
Right.
Always. So that's why it's super, super important where, you know, I've always wanted to build a following that people like will love though.
Right.
Like always.
So that's the difference between the rap world and what we're doing now. What you're doing now. You're on camera, I'll say damn near 10 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
How long is that album? An hour?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And
if that now.
So
If
they're
that.
getting to really know. And I think now they're realizing that, or even me, I'm realizing that with other people, like when they're rapping, this is a thought process of what they're having. This is a section that they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is a place that they're talking about. That doesn't cover 100% of their life.
No.
That's just a portion of their life that they're talking about. And so now that they get to see the more personal side, I think that shit is dope because Batman
for sure.
You got your grandmother's heart.
Yes, for sure. 100%.
That's not something that they would have attributed to you.
No.
Just listening to your music.
At all. And that's crazy too. Like when I hear that saying, I wear that with like a badge of honor and stuff like that.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. You know, like a lot of times people will try to like villainize it, like, oh, you know, that's being too caring. But I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with being too caring. And it was crazy because the day before yesterday, I was really sitting there thinking about it, and I was talking to my homeboy. Matter of fact, I was talking to Buddha Beats, matter of fact.
Okay.
And I was
shout out Buddha Beats.
Yeah, shout out to Buddha Beats. Big shout out to Buddha Beats. And I was telling him, I'm like, I never thought about it like that, but it, you know, my grandma taught me all these things, and every time I wanted to crash out, she would be the one to calm me down.
Right.
She would be the one to tell me to think about certain things and do that. So when that portion of myself kicks into my head, it's like she's still here.
Right.
And she's telling me like, hey, think about this, try to defuse this, try to do this and try to do that. So I think that's dope because I was like, even though she's not here in a physical form, she's still here and her teachings are still here. So when I hear that, I'm like, okay, I can stand by it and be proud because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here for sure right now.
Right.
At all.
Right.
In any type of capacity.
Without that guidance.
Yeah.
Without that love.
She still talks to me in my head where it'd be like, okay, look, think about this. Think about the future. And then that's another reason why too, like people don't, that's one of the number one lessons I learned a long time in this game. So it was literally don't burn no bridges.
Oh man, that's key. That's really, really key.
Cause I used to burn bridges, bro. Like I used to really, really burn bridges. I used to really like put myself in situations where, you know, later on down the line, in which, yeah, even though some of those players, they don't care no more, but yeah, bro, you don't know how many blessings you're stopping for yourself just by a temporary emotion or a temporary moment.
That you may not even feel the same way the next day.
Nope. And then of course, time heals all, and then you think about it. So, you know, even just like what happened with this Aiden situation and certain things where it's like, okay, yeah, we could sit here and crash out. We could do this and do X, Y, Z. But what's the longevity and what's the future of this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How is this going to help the company move forward? How is this going to help move the players forward and stuff like that? And yeah, bro, people really blackball people.
And Like, and it could be
It's
over
huge.
nothing.
Nothing.
They can stop you from this or stop you from that. And people are in position of power where they can really affect your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but you being the kind of person that's thinking bigger than yourself, am I going to mess up opportunities for my people?
Mm-hmm.
Am I stopping them from getting in certain doors? And that is, I tell people all the time, this industry, whatever industry, I've been in different industries, but you don't realize how small an industry is until you fuck some shit up.
And your name will carry. Your name carries, bro. And even like with that situation, it's so many people that once he spoke to them, they was like, hey, he's a good guy. He's this, and he's that. And I'm like, I love that on my name
Right.
with people in position that matter, because all that does is open the door for progress. And we didn't get to this place to where, like, and I tell people all the time, like, I didn't work all this hard to get to a place to where I'm thinking the same way that I was thinking back in the day, because that thinking has done nothing but tear our people up.
Backwards.
Yeah.
A lot of pain comes from that. Like, when you think about it, when you were in that place, how much pain did you deal with?
Bro, too much.
How many people did you lose?
We're
still losing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the thick of it, you think about it like, damn, I love my city. I love where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about the love of it. But then when you start thinking like, damn, all the hurt that was done because of this are there, it really puts you in a mind fuck, like, damn.
And most of the time, bro, most of the casualties and homies that I've lost, bro, it was just all stupid shit, bro.
Shit.
Dumb shit, bro, to where, like, when I think back on it, I'm like, that could have been avoided. That could have been avoided. And it really shows how it's like a snowball effect of negativity.
Dude.
So even like this Kendrick and Drake shit, bro, like, this shit has spiraled into something bigger than just a rap beef. It's trickling down all the way, and it's just a fucking ball of negativity that's just hitting people on the way down.
On the way down. And then look, on the way down, as the ball is rolling, right, you have opportunists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need that ball to hit me. They want that snowball to run them over so they could be a part of it. And you, I'm not gonna name no names and get no light on it, but you know who it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
you trying to, you taking advantage of the opportunity. You trying to do this, and that only like, even that, if you do garner any fame or any attention through that, it'll only last so long. There's no longevity in it. Like, I don't know if you know, like, if you can tell right now, like, I feel like a lot of that negative shit is starting to die out.
Oh, it
like
is.
on the other platforms and all that shit.
It is, though.
Because it was overwhelming to me at a point.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, fuck, everywhere I look, it's just some shit just negative about this. And yeah, hoods and whatever, we have our things, but there's never light shown on it. You know what I mean? It's only the ugly of everything. And it was just rampant. And now it's like, oh shit, I could go 2 days without seeing some shit. And that goes to show, like, being the Batman, being the better person, being the bigger man, for being forgiving is the way to go, because just like you said, your name is being mentioned in rooms you're not even in.
Mm-mm.
You ain't even got to ask people like, hey, can you go talk to this dude before I have to minimize this situation?
Yep.
People are already like, oh, no, you got shit fucked up. That's my guy. Like, your outlook is fucked up, change it. And those people are important enough in that dude's life where he's taking it like, if you're saying it, it's got to be.
Yeah. And then, what comes with that is that opens the door for business. That opens the door for other things and stuff too. So, I don't get mad at people that are naive.
Right.
To what it is.
Because there's no way for him to know.
No.
There's no way.
I'm gonna look at somebody where it's like, oh, you know what's up, and you're still willing to go down that path. Right. So some people, like, yeah, you can forgive, but certain people, some people, you can't fuck with us. Like, no. I'm cool.
It's like, you can't even, like you say, you can't fault them for not knowing. There's no way you can know from where you're at to what this. Like, I always say, I've been here 40 years, and I still am like, okay, catching up on certain things. Like, I don't even have a full grasp on absolutely everything. There's no way you do.
No.
So with that, because I was just talking to somebody about when your name is mentioned in these rooms, or your name is being talked about with people in the same industry or field that you're in, because he's in your field and he's a big dude there. How do you sit down with that? Like, damn, I'm here because to me, I feel like you're here now.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's crazy too because another like superstar had hit me. You know what I'm saying? They was like, hey, like I want to holler at you, ooh, whatever. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I'm really sitting there pondering. I'm like, my words really mean something. So even though it may look like, oh yeah, we coming up on here, we playing around, we talking shit, we're doing that,
right.
but it's actually affecting the culture and it's affecting the people. And it's crazy because I tell people all the time, especially young artists, I be like, look, check this out. Keep doing what you're doing because these guys do look at you. They're not going to reach out to you though, but they do know who you are.
Right.
And unless you run into them, they're not going to say nothing. They're not going to post your music like that. They're not going to take no personal interest. So, just watch what you doing shit too. So, that's kind of like how I met Wiz. Like the first day I met Wiz, he already knew what the fuck I was. I was like, what the fuck? Like I was shocked. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, I know the album cover you got with this and that. And I'm like, damn, like, but like when you in the hood and you got to go home and you sitting there thinking about like, is what I'm doing reaching somebody else?
Right.
And then you get you get affirmed when you meet certain people and they be like, oh yeah, you hard.
Yeah.
You be like, huh? Like, how did you hear my shit? And then it just, okay, let me keep going.
Right.
And you learn that these people not reaching out to you. They know the fuck you is.
Right. And just because they're not reaching out to you don't mean they're not paying attention.
Exactly.
Don't mean they're not paying attention. Did that change the way you approach things? Like when you did really get those affirmations in a motivating, inspirational way? Like, oh shit, I got to go harder.
Yeah, bro, because, big shout out to Ali from Top Dog because he's the number one person that told me this a long time ago. He was like, do not burn bridges. He was like, don't do it. He was like, because you don't never know who you're going to need in the future. And I have been in certain rooms where my name has came up in a bad light.
Okay.
This is early back in the day.
AD.
Yeah. But I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, what I'm doing, I'm holding it down. Like I'm keeping it real. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And that all I was doing was putting a disservice to myself.
Boxing yourself in smaller and smaller.
And overall, bro, I'm a businessman.
Right.
I look to the future and I say, okay, is this situation, could this affect a future bag or can it help make a future bag or can this do this or can this do that? And you weigh those options out when it comes down like that because the other people, certain people in certain situations, if they're not even on the level or the circumference that we on, then I don't even need to talk to you in the first place.
It's not worth
You're
it.
not even going to get my energy.
It's not worth it.
So, when big dogs, you start skirmishing with big dogs, you like, oh, I'm in that realm now. I'm in here. And let me turn this into where we can monetize this now.
Exactly.
Feel me? So it's all business, man. Being a businessman and just learning and that's also what it takes to be a leader as well, too. You know what I mean? And being able to get on that phone, holler, hey, let's put this together. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do that.
That brings me to a point that I wanted to talk about. I was going to bring it up later on, but we're here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The leadership role, right? And this like touches on the Black and brown community and the unity and how it's building. And I don't think enough people touch on the importance of your relationship with Duno.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The importance of your relationship with Duno and the young kids, the young brown kids, getting to see him in the room full of brothers, you know what I mean? And living like, and not just in the room like family. Like, this is my little bro. He going where I'm going. But then let's take that a step further, right? Them paying attention to Duno, they paying attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get to pay attention to you having to sit down with the Southsiders, American Cholo, with the Raza, and they seeing you there. And they get to see how you handled that and how Cholo handled that, however that situation went. Because now everybody's talking about like, oh man, we're on this path, we're growing in the unity, but nobody's really backtracking to like significant points, what led up to this.
Real talk.
And I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think it goes back to those situations and what happened there at No Jumper. Even though bad things happen, there's always an optimistic outlook to it. Like the Batman look like, how do I help this situation? What do you think about that? Give me some detail to that.
Well, bro, I'm just a frontliner for the team always. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to diffuse the situation if I can. If I can't, then I'm right here with the homies. Like that's just who I am in nature, you know. Just a little background about me too. Growing up, my grandmother's best friend was Hispanic.
Okay.
So, you know, Adriana, that's her name. She was like family to me.
Yeah, and those relationships back there,
bro.
back then, were real relationships.
And you don't, and I'm not, and as a child, you're not thinking about color lines, right? My first funeral I ever went to, I think it was her niece or something like that. She was young. I think she was like 9 or something like that. I was like, I was around 8 or 9, and I went to that funeral, not even grasping funerals and death at the time.
Gravity of the situation.
Yeah, of the situation. But I've always been around Hispanic people. When I first started, you know, trying to come up in the music industry, my homie Spike, he let me live with him.
Spike, just
we just went to his daughter's quinceañera.
Okay. Shout out to Spike too, man.
Big shout out to Spike. Yeah, he helps me out, bro. He was a owner of the clothing line Villains.
Yeah,
him and S.B. Shout out to S.B. Armenian man. They put the clothing line together. I was driving for Compton, going to Burbank every single, like 3-4 times a week.
Okay.
Just to, you know what I mean, get away from the hood.
Yeah, just hanging out. Like, okay, give me a free space of mind.
I'm getting free clothes. They're pushing me. All the big artists that are coming in, they're getting me features from these people and stuff like that too. And once shit started moving, yeah, bro was like, hey, I got this spot. I got an opportunity. Just give me $800 a month. You can live here. And I was like, damn.
What?
Yeah, bro. So.
Oh, it's way bigger.
It's way bigger, bro. So I'm like, you know, a Hispanic person provided that for me.
Right.
And always, bro, it's always been brown people, bro, that's always showed me love, bro. I always show them love and shit too. So when situations happen, I know how easy the race barriers can destroy.
Oh man.
It can go just like that. So even with a situation like that, I seen what it really was, and I said, oh, if nobody's gonna say nothing about it, I'm gonna be the one to say something about it. And big shout out to Bozo, because Bozo and Gil and all them, they got a lot of respect for me. And I told them, I was like, look, y'all come do y'all shit. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna nip this shit in the bud.
Gil's American Cholo?
Gil's American Cholo. But Bozo came. But a lot of those guys that came, like, I knew them.
Oh, you already previously knew them also?
I already knew them.
Okay.
Just being in the Valley and knowing certain individuals and stuff too. So prior to me even going inside the building, I was outside for 45 minutes, bro, taking pictures, bro. I gotta find the picture, but it's a picture, bro, where it's like me and it's all of them. And we took the picture, we chopping it up and everything too. And at the time a security guard was there. He was like, hey, like, you good? I'm like, I'm good. He was like, no, he's a black guy.
Yeah, because the vision of that.
Because he's not knowing. He's just looking like, hey, he outside by himself. But that's the one thing that people don't understand from that situation, where they all came respectful.
Right.
They all came to show love. They wanted to just kick their shit as they should.
Get it off
their chest. And I told them, I was like, man, come on. I walked them up in there.
Yeah.
I let everybody come up in there, do their thing. And bro, everybody left, nigga. I was outside chilling after the shit too. Like, that shit was cool. So yeah, but even with that situation just showed a lot of unity. And, you know what I mean? I got a lot of respect for all the people that was over there.
A lot of respect. That.
Yeah.
Because even if you think about how the situation played out, or what brought it about, it was them trying to get something off the internet that they thought would cause turmoil amongst us.
Well, it was a fake video.
It was a fake video, and you're causing separation. They stood on business because they're like, you're not about to fuck up what we got going on.
It's crazy too, because not only was it a fake video, but in the midst of this, there was a protest at Power 106 as well too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the protest was basically, you know, like they wanted more black people.
Representation of the...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all of this in the same sense to me said,
energy is...
it's going to be black and brown problems.
Right.
And behind the scenes, big shout out to G Malone. Me and him was sitting there like trying to figure out how we can make shit better and move forward with that too. So I know, like, when shit happens, it's usually not the players that shit happens to. It's to everybody else and the random people, bro, that become casualties and stuff like that. And we didn't came so far for black and brown people together that is like a little situation like that could put us right back into, man, that shit ain't worth it, bro.
It's not.
Over what? Media shit?
Media shit
is nothing.
And
no.
over people that don't even understand either culture.
Exactly.
You don't understand one of these cultures, and you're throwing grenades in here, trying to fuck up what we've taken so long. So many lives have been lost as well. And what we're building, we're not gonna let that shit happen no more.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
That's crazy.
But that's once again, that goes back to the leadership role where nobody asks you to do this shit. It says you got to take it upon yourself to like, hey, let me fix this situation and shit. And then, you know, later on down the line, people will see that shit and be like, okay, I understand now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, and it was important that you did that.
100%.
Because it wasn't like something you forced. Like you were like, oh, I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to be this. It was just like, I see this going the wrong way. And I want to make sure that we get this train back on the track. Don't let it get derailed. And that, like you said, goes to the leadership shit, which brings me to Glasses being on community.
Shout out to Glasses, man.
Right.
Big bro.
Big bro, Glasses Alone. Shout out to G, because he touched on something about what you could be doing on your platform or whatnot, or the influence that you have. And I agreed with him to a certain extent, right? But it made me think like, damn, is there another AD that has the influence, that has the connections to all these other people, all these other industries? And I was trying to think, and I was like, AD might be the one of one.
Yeah.
Right. And it might be that sometimes we have to do things that are bigger than us. Right. And you might be the thing that can platform, bring attention, because so many people love you.
Yeah.
And not only do they love you, they respect you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be done on community, because I think he was like how it got translated was like, oh, here on community, you could be doing this. But I think what should have been said is like, you as an individual AD, you can do this.
Yeah. And even with that situation where it's like, I know that like G is one of the first people, bro, that to help me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know Pun through G.
Right.
You know what I mean? Going to the studio, bro, giving me free studio time. He's always giving me game. And, you know, you never think about the importance of your position until other people that you respect look at you and tell you, hey, you're doing this. You're here. You're here. So since you're here now, we expect you to get to the highest heights. And you're not even looking at it like that. So when G says stuff like that, or when Problem and certain individuals say stuff like that, I know it's because they're looking at me to be the one to take shit to a whole nother level. And you need people like that that's gonna push you to get to the next plateau. So yeah, I look at shit like that. And it's so crazy too, because it's like people try to like villainize everything. Constructive criticism from friends there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
If somebody's telling you you can be doing better, even if you killing it, you still need people saying, hey, you can do better. You can do better. It's a book that I read. Which one was it? It was damn. But it's about Henry Ford is in there. And it's about how it was only V6 engines.
Oh yeah, he said I
want a V8
Rich
engine.
Dad Poor Dad, or
no, it's not Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Rich.
Think Rich Grow Rich. And yeah, he said, oh, I want the V6 engine. Oh, I want the V8. It's not possible.
It's like, what are you talking about? It doesn't exist.
And he's like, well, make it exist. You know what I'm saying?
You got to have that foresight.
Yeah, and it's like, look, you can do this. So you got to look at yourself when people, especially people you respect that's been in the game and do this, is telling you like, look, you have the opportunity to do this. Yeah, of course, tap into that and say, okay, what could I be doing to be better? And then, you know, even since that conversation, I've been way more mindful and also have been trying to help more. Right. Some people say, oh, fuck it, you ain't got to help nobody.
Right.
But nobody helps you. Nobody did this and nobody did it. Nah, fuck that, bro. If you want the change to happen, you got to be the change.
You got to be the change.
You got to be the change. So, you know, even if you take a little bit of that and apply that to what you already got going on, then it's just a better step in the right direction.
It's a way better step in the right direction. And then who knows who's watching? Who knows what youngster is watching and looking and saying, damn, this is how AD is. Mm-hmm. I need to be more like this. Mm-hmm. I need to adapt or adopt some of this behavior or these characters or these values and virtues which I go back to your grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
which I go back to Batman. Batman was a filthy rich
Filthy
rich superhero.
Yep, he didn't have to do shit.
He didn't have to do nothing.
Nothing.
But it was because he cared about the people and he had a big
Mm-hmm.
heart that he wanted to help Gotham. You know what I mean? And like when people say, "Oh, that's that Batman," it's like comparing somebody to Superman and saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like how can you flip that to be a bad thing?
Bro, people just like and it's crazy too because the anime Naruto is
Now, oh man, I love Naruto.
yeah, Naruto is my favorite too, but I kind of see a lot of myself in Naruto where it's like his biggest strength is they call it talk no jutsu. So like some of his he'll beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? He'll black the fuck out.
Yeah.
He'll do all that. But at the same time, his principle is like, hey, check it out. I'm gonna give you the game, right? And if you don't listen, I'm gonna whoop your ass
Right.
until you figure that shit out.
Right.
And most of his opponents, who are these crazy strong figures, he beat them to believing in him.
Right.
And believing in there could be change into the world. And to me, that stuck out too, where it was like, started off as somebody who nobody would be like, you know what? Because he's like, Dan, I want to be the president. Like, nigga, you are not going to be the president.
It's not possible.
Yeah, the thing inside of you done killed everybody. It done fucked up all. Yeah. You are the last person to be president.
Right.
You're the last person to run shit. And just him having that belief in that goal is like, no, I'm going to get there no matter what. And as time goes by, you see people really just like gravitating.
Right.
And then that fear turns into, he's the guy that's going to protect us. He's the guy we can count on. He's the guy that's going to lead us into victory. So I always see myself like that, where as time goes by, more people see, people see, and more people see. And, my homies, they call me Obama. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, okay, he's the one that's going to politic us to the next level.
Right.
He the one that's going to put us in the right direction. So that's why I look at that. So that Batman, that Naruto, that Granny's Heart, all that shit comes from somewhere.
All that is going to be what separates you from
100%.
everybody else.
100%.
And that leadership role, right? But turning doubters into believers, that's really powerful. You know what I mean? Like when you can turn somebody that just off the rip was just doubting you, and then you just consistently keep knocking at the wall, knocking down the wall, and where there's no wall left, and they like, hey, I can't say nothing against him. Like the dude is doing what he said,
Straight
and he's
up.
doing the positive thing. And so with that being said, I don't want to touch on this too much because I don't want to give it too much light, but do you see the beef with No Jumper, or if there's even beef there, whatever it is, whatever that energy is there, is it done? Is it time to be done with it because of the headspace that it takes up? Or
Honestly, bro, I don't even like that shit.
It don't exist.
It don't even exist. It don't exist no more. And the reason I say it don't exist no more is because, if I ever look at you like somebody as a friend or somebody that, you know what I'm saying, you help put me in a certain space, I'm always going to have a certain amount of reserve for you.
Right.
Right?
Certain amount
that
of
don't
grace.
mean I can't, look, I don't fuck with you, but at the same time, you help put me in a certain position. So whatever the fuck you got going on, handle your candle, man.
Right.
Keep me out of the circle and shit like that too. But I'm just looking forward to as time goes by now, bro. I'm liking what we really created. And it was literally like last week, we was filming Shame on You, and I'm looking around the room, and it was the Fair to Say cast there. It was us. It was a bunch of people. And I was really sitting there thinking like, damn, look how many people that we got. We got a cold squad. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, the future of this is bigger than anything that we've ever been a part of. That right there supersedes everything else. We don't need to do all that don't matter, bro. I'm sitting there looking like, okay, cool. Like now I have fun with this shit. When they say certain shit and all that, I'm just finding witty ways to just react to it
and move on,
make it fun and keep it pushing because at the end of the day, I don't see that situation getting any bigger.
Right.
I see what we doing is expanding, and the people that we have around are great people.
Dude.
It's just amazing, bro, just to see all these different branches and what's being created right now. And I know, like, in the next 2, 3, 4 years, bro, this is going to be something special. We're going to have more people around there. And once we take that group photo and we look at everything and everybody's around, because we ain't all been in the same room at one time.
Right.
Imagine all of us in the same room at one time, doing more group shit together, doing more, you know what I'm saying, team building and leading. And that's what I brought to the table at that platform. That's what me, T-Rail, and Duno and all of us brought to that side. It was the family unit of it.
Yeah.
Now we have the family unit over here with the people that we've been knowing for a long time
love.
too.
It's actual love.
It's actual
love in the building.
So we're going to win with that love, though.
Right.
And we can fight amongst each other. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. We can fight amongst each other because, nigga, what... My neighborhood, I done fought all my homies. You know what I'm saying? My day ones.
Right.
We done got down, and then it made us closer.
Hug up,
and we keeping shit pushing, and we brothers the next day.
You good?
That's
we need
it.
another one? Are you good? Okay, let's move forward.
So, whatever happens on that other side, like, that shit, as time goes by, it's just more distant. It's more distant. It's more distant. And that separation, that shit's looking great on our side.
Looking great. Like that, now that you say, like, looking at the picture,
like,
because you know how they used to do the Marvel comics, like the Marvel comic where it have all the heroes on it or whatever. Like, really, damn. I'm just like, I'm like almost lost for words because it's like, damn, all this shit has taken place and it wasn't forced.
No.
It wasn't forced. And then certain people have exited themselves out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
good.
And that, oh man, because you look at the cover of all the characters, all of the people that are here, it's up.
It's super up.
It's up. And then you think about it, everybody's getting better.
Yes.
Everybody's getting better. This is a new feel for everybody.
And I love seeing what you doing. I'm like, damn, like, you didn't reach out to me and say, hey, bro, come on here. I was like, hey, Rios, I want to come with your shit. You feel me? Super proud of Manny, too. Manny doing his thing, cooking and traveling, not having no job. Like, you feel me? Just everything that I'm seeing right now, I'm like, okay, this is going to keep spiraling and keep turning into dope stuff, bro. And it doesn't have to be me. It don't have to be anybody, bro. I don't give a fuck who it is. Somebody amongst us is going to take things more further. And all that's going to happen is going to take people
with them. We're all going to go.
We keep doing this and keep pulling whatever. You may have a bad month. I may have a bad month. But he having a great month.
Right.
He's going to take that energy and bring this energy over here. And we're going to take, when we have great months, we're going to do this and spread all that. And yeah, bro, like this team building shit, that's what I really want to implement now too. So I know, like, we about to do the 100 houses. I know this week, I believe we're doing the 200 houses.
Okay.
And yeah, I know we're going to do Friendsgiving, and I know we're going to do shit for Christmas and just keep building that shit and letting everybody get more comfortable with each other. Everybody keep crossing over, doing content with each other, and then yeah, bro, this is gonna turn to something crazy. And once we all together, man, ain't nobody can fuck with us. Nobody, bro.
Man, it's like, really, I don't. And the thing is, I'm looking in other directions, and I don't even see.
It's not even close.
I don't even see nothing like it. I don't see it anywhere, and that's. I'm not even limited us to the West Coast. I'm just like, I don't see a team that's being built naturally and a team that has come up with each other like that. And I'm not going to go negative or anything like that, but it, like, regret-wise, like, now that we know what we know, now that we're as experienced as you are, platforming the cousins, the Crazy Cuz, Slow Cuz, right? Do you take any, like, kind of responsibility in how, like, maybe not having the foresight to see, like, oh, this shit's getting to their head or this and that?
No.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, and still to this day, I love my family.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying? I love my family, but one thing that I understand, bro, is that this camera, bro, it can, and I'm not saying that in correlation to them. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about in general. This camera can be the devil.
Right.
And a lot of times, right, certain people, they get to, especially at the age a lot of us are,
right.
People people get to a point in their life where they say, okay, this is it. I'm about to work this job. This is what it is.
This is it.
They don't have no other aspirations of doing other stuff, really. And then you get put in front of a camera, and then all of a sudden now you open the door for a new audience. And that audience is sitting there telling you that you're great. The audience is sitting there telling you, oh, you're the best, you're this, and you're that. And they're also the same ones telling you, go do this, go do this, go do that.
Puppet masters kind of.
Puppet masters. And everybody can't handle that. Everybody can't take that and move a certain type of way. So even with the stuff with my cousins, right? It was more, a protection and cautionary tale where it's like, okay, if we're having problems on this level,
right.
Then how could we imagine the problems if we were even steps further when it comes down to that? And that's what I look at.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that's always, forgiving, like, all right, that's cool. But in history, bro, that shit always burns you, bro. It always burns you. And, some things are not that serious, but then you have people like Pun where it's like, look, I watch people come around you and they take.
He's the watcher for real.
Yeah, bro. Because he's seen that in my career. I'm always the one that's going to put somebody on a play. People get to play, and then they cut me out to play. And I'm not tripping because I'm like, man, fuck it.
Fuck it. I got this going on. I'm moving.
But once this shit happens 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times and shit like that, then he looking at it like, man, look, I ain't gonna let nobody take from you no more.
Like Big Brother, like, now it's pissing me off. I'm mad.
I'm tired of seeing this shit happen. I'm tired of seeing people take from you and they running off on your plugs and stuff like that. But the crazy part about it is everybody that's ever done that, they still stuck in the same position.
Same position.
Because they chasing for something. I've never been chasing for nothing, bro.
Right.
Everything has always been natural.
Let it come to you.
But that's also a lesson as well, too, where it was like, look, people got to earn that.
Right. They got to.
If you don't earn that, then I can't give it to you. And that's how I used to be. I can meet you today and be like, oh, you need this? Hey, here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, yeah. So when it comes down to that situation, I'm just letting everybody come around and you're going to play your role. If you play your role right, it's going to be open opportunity for you. If anything happens, then damn, you're going to X yourself out. And that's it.
And that goes to the thank you for exiting yourself out now. Thank you for showing me who you are at this point. All love, do your thing.
Yeah, and that has nothing to do with like personal.
Yeah.
That's just business. That's just business. Business and that personal, that shit don't mix anyway. So I'd rather personally care for you and love you.
Right.
Doing business with you, no.
And then so that the cutoff is like, okay, I'm going to protect our personal.
Yeah, 100%.
Because this is going to fuck that up. Let me go ahead and cut the business off so that we can remain.
Yeah, we can be family and love you to death.
Let's remain family and let's not let this get in the way of that.
Yep. 100%.
That's very important because that means you value the person. You know what I mean? Like, because if you didn't, you just be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck you. And I go to say, like, playing your role is also very important. Like, stop trying to be bigger than the program. A lot of people, like, get on that camera and you may have a good day. You may have a good run, but it really don't equate to nothing. You just here on the platform.
Yeah, and, these people will turn on you.
Right. Quick.
They turn on you fast.
Quick.
And I've literally, that's literally been a cautionary tale for so many people I talk to. They're like, they love me. I'm like, they don't love you. It's gonna feel like that.
They love your doggy style, homie.
Yeah. It's gonna feel like that, but then when you really turn around, you're gonna see, because it's a difference when that hate train is on you.
Right.
When that hate train is on you, you're gonna be like, you ain't gonna know how to handle that shit. So, it's just being who you are. Stay who you are, no matter what. You get great comments, stay who you are. You get bad comments, stay who you are. That's it.
And the story of self-worth, right? Like, because I like try to look at things on a deeper level, right? Like the split that happened.
Mm-hmm.
These last we'll talk about how crazy these last 4 years been, but let's just talk about the split and how some people can look at it very surface level. But then I looked at it like, this is one man standing up for his self-worth and knowing his value as a person or as a whatever you personality, whatever field, you knowing your self-worth. But then beyond the knowing of the self-worth is the loyalty, the friendship, and then saying, fuck it. We're going to leave something lucrative and bet on ourselves.
100%.
Now looking back.
I think everybody can see that now.
Now looking back.
Even waking up today and seeing recent things that just happened is just it's like, come on, man. The proof is in the pudding. History is going to continue to repeat itself.
It's going to repeat itself. And when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Take it like that. For real, for reals.
So you look back now on the decision. How grateful are you for the decision you made, man?
Oh, it's a blessing. And see, like I said, that goes back to that spiritual warfare too, where it's like, I don't care about no dollar amount. I don't care about no situation. If God says it's not good for you, it's not good for you. And the same way that you can have that lucrative business, he'll give you a lucrative business or at least build towards that.
Right.
And like now, we're 100 times better off now. People can paint it and try to diminish whatever the fuck they want to do.
Spin it however you want.
Spin it however you want to do it. Me and my niggas are very, very happy.
Niggas is eating and niggas is smiling.
Niggas is eating, smiling, doing all type of stuff that I'm not even about to brag about.
Right.
But yeah, it's a testament. And then when I see certain individuals, I'm like, look, you know, maybe some of y'all should have set y'all stuff up the same way we did. Or you could have came and joined the gang. But
came and joined the gang, and that
can't come join the gang later though.
Because you can't watch the success and then be like, oh yeah, I want to. You weren't a part of the struggle.
Certain individuals can't come.
Can't come.
It's too fucked. It's too late.
So it's over for Sharp.
Yeah, it's over for good.
It's over for Sharp. Yeah. And the thing is,
not over as far as like him personal career wise, but yeah, we can't do business with him.
And you chose up. He chose up. You know what I mean? Like, and that.
You know what? It's not even about the fact that he chose up. I don't even think that he chose up.
Okay.
I think that he
talk about it.
I think that he was loyal to the highest dollar. You feel me?
The right now.
Yeah.
The right now.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
It was to me, it was all about the chili.
Okay.
So personally, I don't think that he had attachment to any of this shit. I think, you know, nigga's a pimp. That nigga found it. He found a new hoe.
Found a hoe.
He found
about to milk this bitch for his much
he
money.
About to milk it. and then, hey, who's the best suitor?
Yeah.
Look, you give me this dollar amount, then yeah, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, that's cool.
And she just got out of pocket.
So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It is what it is. So that's how I look at that situation. I'm not looking at it like, oh, you chose this person over us. Like, nah, I ain't even looking at it like that. I'm just looking at it like, nigga, you bought your dollars, man.
You bought your dollars, and
we ain't got no dollars for you over here.
No, and you didn't make a wise decision because you didn't bet on yourself either. Because if you bet on yourself, you're like, I'm gonna be this wherever I go.
Well, just be transparent too, and still be the cool individual, because other people from that platform, they come film with the homies all the time.
Right.
It's never been an issue.
Right.
You know, once somebody offers this shit to you multiple times and you say no, well, the same shit we gonna say.
Right. And that's the interesting portion of that too, is that you guys have relationships with people over there.
Always have.
Whack 100, Brick Baby, Flacco.
Always have.
Sort of with Sharp, you know what I mean? Like, the people over there, and it's like, y'all big enough to be like, I see what y'all doing. Get you.
Man,
do what you're doing.
I let my uncle stay over there because I was like, it's an opportunity for you.
I got suicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got little homies. I got homies that's rapping and all that. They be like, hey, should I go in there? I be like, yeah, nigga, it's more eyes for you.
More eyes for you.
Listen, I'm not gonna trip. I'm not looking at people and saying, hey, don't do this. Like, nah, nigga. Business wise, nigga, go do your thing. Handle your candle. Personal is a whole different story. So yeah, when it come down to certain shit, even like I said with the Sharp situation, Sharp had plenty of time to come fuck with niggas and do all, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of what makes it different with Dejan. See, Dejan wasn't around to really build a relationship with us, know our character, and know who the fuck we are as people. You know, we just start fucking beefing with this nigga from day one,
right.
And going back and forth with him, and then even him now, bro, he's having so much fun, man, and he's home where he's supposed to be,
right, and he's thriving.
He's thriving. He's gonna keep thriving. He's gonna keep thriving. He's gonna keep being better when it come down to shit like that too. But yeah, when you hang around us, you know what it is. When you have personal conversations with us, niggas is genuine to you, and then you kind of like shit on that.
Nah, this is more important.
Well, stay where you at.
You put self first.
Yeah.
Like you put yourself and what you have before the team. Like, hey, you know what? But even just off the strength, I'm going with the niggas, man. I'm going with my niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can build.
But even if you don't want to go with your niggas, you can say, hey, check this out. I fuck with y'all. Look, keep 100. I got this chili over here.
Right.
I don't want to fuck this up, but I still want to be able to come and boo. Niggas will be like, for sure.
Right.
Do your thing.
So that was never presented?
Bro, it's all that shit is always presented, bro.
No, from that, like, it was like, I still want to fuck with y'all. Like,
well, I would say this. It was conversations that I had personal with him.
Mm.
And then once the cameras turned on, it'd be a whole nother situation. So I ain't like shit like that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. Be genuine.
Yeah, be genuine with it, because then I get it. You're trying to.
You're playing the role. You're doing the game. You're doing your content, and you're doing this. But don't do the game on me, nigga. Like,
nah, don't do the game on me.
Like, oh, okay, I see now. Damn. And then like you said with Dejan,
he didn't have no relationship with us like that.
You were interviewing him.
Yeah,
you interviewed. He wasn't
even before that. Like, my introduction to Dejan was he was saying some shit on Twitter, and then it kind of got on me about the platform I was working for, and then we started getting back and forth on Twitter.
Yeah.
So my first introduction to him wasn't a good one. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm seeing him and I'm hearing him and other peers that I have in the space is negative,
okay,
it's already sour in my mind from the get-go.
Right.
And once we have our interaction and once I, see all that, I respect him more than anybody, because he can say, hey, check it out. I was wrong. I was tripping. I was doing this and I was doing that. And as men, a lot of men are too prideful to say, nigga, I fucked up.
I fucked up.
Yeah. I fucked up. What can I do to repair this?
Yeah. How do I right the wrong?
How do I right the wrongs? How can we repair this? And when I think back now of the initial of how we met him and all that, man, that shit ain't nothing now. And if anything, it's just dope to say, hey, you rubbed us the wrong way. Now, nigga, we all in business with each other, bro. And he's doing this thing because he is important to the culture.
Right. And I think that the optics of that are way bigger than everything else, because
100%.
What we're doing, what space that we're in, we have eyes on us. And we have the youth eyes on us as well. Whether we like it or not, the babies is looking.
Yes.
And it's for them to be able to say, like, if AD and T-Rail, and if they could put their shit to the side and become friends and be cool with somebody, and because in this time right now, too many people are not sitting on the same couch with each other just because we don't think the same way about something.
And I pay attention to who's crossing you.
Right.
He never crossed it. He never got around us and built with us to cross us. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And now that he's with us, I can see his character.
Okay.
And to me, he has a great character. That says volumes. So, just like right now, bro, you allowing people to come into your personal space. You allowing that. So somebody do some fuck shit, you're gonna be like, damn, I had enough respect for you to even let you come into my space where my children lay their head at.
Right.
How could I ever fuck with somebody like that? You know what I mean?
Like, you done crossed the line.
You crossed the line. It's done. It's done. And yeah, like the age that we at and the time that we living in now, we're not giving you 3-4 chances. No. That shit is done.
No. And the trip is, you guys, I can't remember exactly when, but I remember at FMW, it may have been you, T-Rail, somebody, where you guys were like, we sent out a post like, we're looking for young talent.
Yes.
We're looking for new talent, which is, to me, is saying, like, it's not just about us. Like, we're trying to bring people along, and you guys did it with Lazar and Bradani and then Scotty and Dijon, right? And so Scotty and Dijon are thriving in the space. You know what I mean? And it was like, we found what we needed. We're still looking, but we have enough people with under the umbrella where we ain't fucking tripping.
No, we not. I was joking last night on Yaz's page. I was like, the applications are closed. I'm like, it's closed. It's closed. You know what I'm saying? But
oh shit.
No, because we do have to protect each other though.
Yeah.
We have
absolutely.
to protect each other and what we're building right now. And what I don't want is for us ever to have situation, bro, like the last platform. I'm like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. And you know, nigga, don't let nobody be in competition with each other. Nigga, we all here to win.
Exactly.
And be a great representation because, yeah, when the history books come out, nigga, and they see what we built, that shit gonna look crazy.
Right.
It's gonna look crazy though.
Right.
And that's what I'm looking forward to. And that's what I'm looking towards. And bro, like, I don't have no ego in this shit, bro. It's easy to throw the ball to my niggas.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't have to dunk the motherfucking ball.
Right.
Listen, I got main character syndrome though. As long as I look good in my jersey, you feel me? I'm there. I'm cool with that.
Oh,
but I ain't gotta dunk the ball or make the point to push this motherfucker forward.
But that's crazy. You got some cats that's 4 basketball courts away, and they got a homie that's right under the rim, 4 courts away.
They don't want to pass it.
They don't want to pass him to just do a layup. They rather, I'm gonna just try to throw this motherfucker and make it.
And make it. Come on, man.
But your homie's there, and the percentage of him making that shot,
man, throw that motherfucker.
give him the ball.
You gonna get the assist.
Oh man, damn! I am really excited for what is to come, and to see what you guys are building and
what we
building, and the shows and the opportunities, because they're paying attention, and like I said, people are only getting better.
Yeah, 100%.
And what I wanted to go to was about the West Coast culture, because I'm not a hip hop head, right? Like, I listen to your music, I listen to like people that I know, I listen to our music. But when they say West Coast doesn't have a voice or doesn't have a sound or they're not being played, what is that? Like, talk to me like I have no idea.
It's just regional, bro. It's just regional. Okay, so it's just regional bias, bro, when it comes down to it. Basically, it's the evolution of sound when it comes down to the West Coast, right? People say our sound is dated.
Okay.
And prime example, somebody like Roddy Ricch comes out. He drops a song like The Box. That's not reminiscent of a West Coast record, right? Or when OT dropped Coco. You're a West Coast artist, but you know your sound sounds like it's from somewhere else. Our tempos that we have out here, they really don't go anywhere else in the United States. Out here, yeah, 100%. The West Coast is cracking. You know, we like that them 101 BPMs, them 95s, them high BPMs and stuff. And yeah, we've been having that sound for a long time. Unfortunately now, the people that are, you know, thriving in music, let's not even say thriving in music. Music as a whole hip hop in a whole is in a fucked up position right now. All the labels are dropping people. They're firing people. It's not as profitable no more, right? So when I hear stuff like that, yeah, it's not just the West Coast. It's everywhere.
Okay.
And unless you have like a viral hit or you getting like 100% support from a fucking label, it's hard to stand out just in hip hop, period. But yeah, a lot of people on the East, if you go to the East Coast, they're not playing West Coast shit like that. You go down south, they're not playing West Coast shit like that. They like West Coast culture. You feel me? So, they like the culture.
Exactly.
They like the street aspect of it. It always goes back to that. But it's the tempos of how it is. So like the South, I would say their tempos have been running the game for the last 15, 20 years. And a big part of that is all these producers and rappers are working together. They're introducing new people. They're pushing everybody. They're supporting and doing that. And gang banging hasn't got as bad as it always was out here. And now in the South, it's getting to that point where the gangbang shit is fucking up.
Oh yeah, with all the stuff that's going on right now, all these cases.
Yes, it's bad. It's bad.
I didn't even make that correlation.
Yeah, so just like even now, when you look at shit that's happening in Memphis, that shit is divided. When you think about certain shit that's in Atlanta, it's divided now. And with that division comes people not working with each other. Political shit. And we've had this political shit since the beginning of fucking time when it come down to our shit. Right. Certain individuals won't be in the same room together. They won't co-sign with each other. They won't fuck with each other. And that shit is just expanded and is tearing shit down even more. And even with this Kendrick and Drake shit now, it's like, when people say, oh, nigga, now Toronto niggas feel a certain type of way. And now LA niggas is feeling a certain. Yeah. It's just more divisions where people are going to say, I'm going to take my side. I'm going to take my side. And as a overall, hip hop is getting fucked up.
Yeah. Hip hop suffers because of that, because you're not supporting both.
Yep.
You're only supporting one.
You're supporting one.
So so that's what I was going to talk on, like the street culture of LA, of West Coast, right? Why can't we separate that from our sound? Like why can't we separate a Kendrick? I'm gonna just do TDE. That's 4 people that sound totally different.
Yes, 100%.
And J-Rock, Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, K-Dot, they sound totally different. But guess what? That's LA. That's West Coast. Why do they have to try to fit us? Is it us trying to fit ourselves in the box, or the people that are in charge here that are trying to throw us in that box of, well, you don't sound like a West Coast. How do you know what a West Coast?
Well, a lot of that shit too was the media space.
Okay.
And it wasn't until, now what we've built is a platform people can go on. Before all this shit, most of the platforms are on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to do promotion? Where would you go to the West Coast to promote your shit? Get what I'm saying?
Right. And that is changing now.
Yeah, it's changing now.
Because
now we got this. Now we have different platforms, and big shout out to Bootleg Kev, big shout out to Just Incredible. Certain individuals like those freestyles, those live certain places, those go certain things. I mean, those serve their purpose when it comes down to that. But when people do that PR runs, the first thing they say is, you got to go to New York. You can go sit here. You got to
go to New York.
You got to go to New York to do that press and stuff too. And if you really, really think about it, right, a lot of our places and opportunities are leaving the West Coast. So like they're taking Complex Con from Long Beach and they're putting that in Vegas. Like BET Awards, they took that from Atlanta. They're moving that to Vegas. Certain award shows in certain places on the West Coast where people would have to come, they don't have to come no more.
The prices through the roof as well now.
Yes.
Like the taxes and price.
And then Nevada, niggas is getting robbed like a motherfucker.
That too.
So, yeah, we done made it to a place where the city ain't fun for these motherfuckers no more. They going down south.
Right.
Spend their money. They go in certain places, spend their money, and pretty soon they're going to be going to Vegas to spend their bread. And even though Vegas is the West Coast, them casinos, that shit don't fly. It don't matter what's going on. You can't tax that. You can't do nothing when it comes down to that too. So wherever those hot spots are, that's where, like when we had Supper Club was so big and it was so popping and people came all around the world to sit here and come out here on a Tuesday, and then they will find new artists and then they will take those new artists other places and fuck with them. We don't have that in the city no more right now.
And that's where I think we fall in line. Right? Like we fall. So, because really it is the radio stations or whatever, but you have like, it's the interview, it's the personal interaction that people are paying attention to. The big, like even the little Mexican dude that was a snitch out there in New York.
6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. His interview did like so many views on Breakfast Club, right? Like huge. But you have Breakfast Club, you have the Drink Champs, you have Joe Budden podcast. Those are all East Coast, right? But those are all like platforms that people look to, like, let's see what their opinion is. Let's see what they think about this. And when you look over here,
now we got some.
Now we got some. You know what I mean? So is now the change? Is now where it's about to start?
It's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
We need more. We need more. We need more platforms. We need more voices. We need more faces.
Okay.
And we also need more opportunities to come this way without us fucking them up.
Right.
Cause us, bro, in LA, we just destroy shit, bro. No matter what. We can have a popping club, that shit gets shot up. The police say you can't open it no more.
Right.
It's done.
It's done.
It's done. And that's, I mean,
all those opportunities, all those networking opportunities.
How I got a
gone.
name in music in the city was going to these clubs. And these clubs it's not the same no more. I used to be able to go to 3-4 clubs a night, nigga, give my shit to the DJ or they let me perform.
Yeah.
And you keep, replicating that. And then now people are like, oh yeah, that's what's it called. Now, if you're a brand new artist, I'm like, damn, it's way harder to market your shit.
Fuck. So initially what you're saying is we're shooting ourselves in the foot with our culture.
Yeah.
And so me as a kid, I let people's expectations of me dictate how I was. Oh, Rios is going to turn up. Rios is going to drink. He going to do this. And now the expectation of me when I show up somewhere is that. And I have to be that.
That's bad.
That's bad. And so is that what's happening with the West Coast or the outlook or how people perceive us to be? People are trying to be what they think everybody else wants them to be.
And bro, outside looking in, motherfucker, like I said, they love the culture, but they like, man, if the first thought in your mind is, let's not come here because we might get robbed, or let's not come here because of this and that, yeah, you're going to take your money somewhere else. And that fucks us all up.
Like, it's not worth it. Because guess what? If you're in business, you're going to look at everything like an investment opportunity. Like, am I going to lose money? Is this going to be good for me? Is this going to be a good outlook for my team? And that's the power in being optimistic, right? The Aiden Ross thing. Like, being able to say, hey, I think I heard you say, I may be mistaken, I may be saying, like, let's do something for the kids out here.
Yeah.
Let's do something in Compton. Let's get back. Being able to shed that light on that, you know what I mean? Like, for him to be able to be like, you know what, I'm going to come mess with you, AD. Yeah, put something together. Let's do something for the kids.
And shout out to my Rosecrans ENT niggas, man. They killing it with that. They brought Kai Sinet over to Gonzalez Park and let the kids see him and stuff like that too. So like when I see shit like that, I'm like, oh, that's dope.
Dope.
Because not only you're giving the future leaders, you're giving them hope.
Right.
People, them little kids ain't gonna forget them moments and stuff like that. They're not. And we have to do shit like that too. And it also shows the awareness to the people involved as well too. Where it's like, look, these are real people, real individuals, and this is people you should fuck with.
Right. Because just as like you looked at AD the rapper, don't you look at me differently now?
Exactly.
So you think about these kids, these Compton kids, but now you meet them, now you look at them differently.
100%.
It's about exposure.
And then you'll say, damn, the city ain't that bad.
It's not.
It's not. LA's not that bad. It's just, the people you choose to associate with and the type of predicaments that you put yourself in.
And Compton's next, right? Inglewood, it's happening in Inglewood right now. They're coming in. They're coming to take Compton.
They're coming to take everything.
They're coming to take Compton. And you think about Compton, it's what? The 91, the 105, the 110, and the 710.
It's very small.
It's blocked in by 4 freeways. And it has an airport.
Yep.
And it has horse property. And it has big property. Like the houses in Compton, a lot of people stayed away from through fear, but every house I've been to in Compton, family room, a den, a living room, 3 and big ass backyards.
And there's many mansions in the city.
Many mansions. And they're doing it in Leimert, they're doing it in Inglewood. They're seeing the fear of the people. They don't fear anymore. They don't have the fear of the people anymore.
It's crazy because, in these gentrified neighborhoods, fucking white lady can go jog down the street with no problem.
No problem.
But let a young black man walk down the street and they're gonna bang on them and shit too. It's super backwards, bro.
It's so backwards. And if we don't, which I think what you're doing is so important. Needless to say, what you're doing is so important, bringing attention to your city because Long Beach has been gentrified. Compton is, I feel like, is the place that has to be protected because it's a stronghold.
It is though.
It's a stronghold, and it has to stay Compton. You know what I mean? And
it started off, the white people used to have that.
Used to have it.
They used to be out there, the Bush family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they left, and then, It just seems like the whole LA, they keep just racking up the prices, man, the rent, the cost of living out here is ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, for me personally, I love when like shit like that happens because it just puts fire under me.
Right.
To get more bread, to get more opportunities, and keep this shit going.
Yeah, because if
I ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere because now that I'm looking, I used to in my head I always be like, I'm gonna go to like when my son graduates, I want to do Florida, I want to do Texas. But then I think like, damn, what if everybody started thinking like me? You know what I mean? Like if we just all did a mass exodus, then everybody who doesn't deserve what we built and what we have out here is gonna reap the benefits of California. California is dope.
It's the best, bro.
It's so dope. You got the ocean. You
The
go
weather.
surfboarding in the morning. And you can go snowboarding in the evening.
Yep.
Then go on a hike in the desert or whatever you want. And that's what we're paying for right now. But yeah, like some of the politics and all this stuff is getting kind of crazy. But if we don't put our foot down and start making a change, we're going to lose it.
100%.
And so that's why I look at Compton like the jewel, like the last.
Well, the difference with Compton is there's like a lot of prominent figures that come from there and they give back.
Right.
To keep it that way.
Right.
As long as Dr. Dre's alive, he ain't about to let that shit. And yeah, you know what I mean? Dre and Doc, they ain't about to let nothing happen over here.
So, okay, let's talk about Compton. That's your place.
Yeah.
It's a small world. Compton is big, but it's a small world, right? There's a lot of the prominent rappers have been from Compton. It was Snoop and it had his thing going on with Long Beach. Long Beach had their thing. But really, if you think about like relevant rappers with the numbers are from Compton.
Yep.
Are y'all going to come together and do something together as a whole? Are y'all going to try to like do as much as possible, like as heads, like just to meet up and just talk about what you guys see for the future of Compton?
I mean, they're already doing like, they had the Power Rule Peace Walk. Big shout out to the homie Casper.
Shout out.
My big homie Wolf. They kind of took a step in the right direction, letting balloons go for all the fallen soldiers in the 2C hoods and stuff like that. I mean, me personally, whenever I'm called into action, I'm there, bro.
Right.
I'm there. I mean, I would love for people to get together and, help change this and turn stuff up, but all that shit come with time.
Yeah.
It come with time, and people are doing it though. Like this is the first time that I can say ever I'm seeing people who've had 20-year plus beefs even considering sitting down with enemigos and even considering saying, ceasefires and stuff like that. So right now, like I feel like everything's going in the right direction.
Right direction.
It is though. It really is though.
And the more it's talked about, the more light that shed on it is going to benefit it. I drove through Compton. There's the Best Buy. Getting something for here from the Best Buy in Compton, but is that street? That's not Long Beach Boulevard, is it?
The Best Buy is on that's not Long Beach Boulevard. You talking about a 24-hour fitness?
Yeah.
And I mean, it depends. By the Crystal Park Casino.
Yeah, exactly. So driving down that street where that
used to be a swamp too, ain't that crazy?
Man. And so I'm looking, because I always complain, like, man, we don't have nothing for our kids to have sports facilities or any like academia facilities, like buildings here in the city. And one day I'm driving through Compton, it's nothing but industrial buildings, huge industrial buildings. That I was like, oh shit, a nigga could turn this into one of those basketball facilities where they have the tournaments and doing all that. Like, it's a lot of opportunity in Compton.
That's what like the industrial. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the industrial buildings is where you should knock your things down at. You in the cut for real,
right? Yeah,
you can't take them in the house.
Yeah,
I used to spend the night outside of them industrial buildings for sure. And it's park in a cut
right there. Nobody up, no business happening late at night.
Nope.
And that's what I'm saying. Now driving through, it's like, oh, we see it. Are we going to take advantage of what's to come?
People just got to care.
Got to care.
Just got to care. That's all.
Russell Westbrook just built a school. You know what I mean?
I know that shit's dope.
Like, I know I'm speaking about it like, is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? I know it is going to happen because now we're all starting to be in the vicinity, in the area, in the arena of being able to even think of this shit.
Yeah,
like, it was a time where I wouldn't think about none of this shit.
Nobody was.
Opportunities it was just like, nigga, I'm trying to live. I just want to make it to the next day.
Man.
But now niggas is
And that's why it's better now because, survival. This is like the first time I could see like everybody on one accord of wanting to make the shit better for the kids, man.
right.
Like that shit is dope for people to say that and see that like young men really like, man, fuck that. But these big homies now that we are the big homies,
Right.
we a different type of big homie.
Different.
We ain't telling our homies to go do no bullshit. Like that's what's making this shit dope. And then the younger ones under us, they're going to lead better than we led, and it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Yeah.
And it's like us. It's been a long time, like making it. The crack era fucked us up
Bad.
It was, people don't really talk about it enough. What's up, Pops? I thought that was Tay. I thought it was my son. The crack era tore us up.
Yeah.
We're just coming out of that. And brothers growing up without fathers being in jail and this and that. And now, because of what we went through, we're like, that's not happening.
It's a lot of fathers out, man. Big dedicated, man.
Big dedicated. Shout out King. Like, that's not happening. We're not going to let that happen on our watch.
No.
We got to be better. And me and my wife, this is a conversation we had. Me and my wife leaving Pun's son's birthday party. And I don't want to talk about it too much if you don't want to, but just me and my wife seeing you interact with your son.
Oh, yeah. You can talk about that for sure.
Dude.
I love it.
It was so heartwarming or just heartfelt just to see this young black man having the patience and the love for your son.
Bro.
And you were in it. Like, and I was I was in awe, just like, damn, this is my brother.
Yeah.
But getting to see him be this amazing father and this loving, patient father with his son.
Bro, let me tell you something. That shit has been like the hardest, like literally the hardest shit ever I've ever had to deal with. But I would say like the rewards are so much greater, bro.
Dude.
It's amazing, bro. Working with my son every day, damn near. And I ain't gonna say damn near. I work with my son every day. I'm finding research every day. I'm sending it to his mom.
Yeah.
And just me doing research and finding new ways to implement of handling my son is making me and my baby mom relationship better, bro.
Wow.
It's super dope, bro. It's super dope. Like how that my son has taught me so much patience. He's taught me so much of about myself as well too. And like, man, like I want to make sure that I do everything. Cause once again, I think, like I said before, the future. Yeah. I look at the future of my son's life.
Right.
And how can I get him to be self-sustainable,
self-sufficient?
Yes, bro. Yeah. And that shit, when you think about it, because recently, I don't know, did you see the guy, the kid that was autistic that beat his teacher up?
Yeah.
And they gave him 5 years in prison, bro.
Right.
And I seen that, I was like, oh man, I'm like, that's fucked up because that boy couldn't control. He couldn't control that, bro.
He hadn't had the tools.
No.
Yeah.
It's how his brain works.
Yeah.
And a lot of early intervention is what will really help. And man, big shout out to OT because his son is autistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
shout out to OT, man.
Yeah, man. His baby mama helped give me a lot of
so is OT's son older than your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
His son is 15. Little 15.
So he has experience.
He's seen it, and I've seen it firsthand with his son.
Okay.
So he was kind of like one of the first people told me too, like your son may get him checked out. He may be autistic, and once I've seen that, the struggles that he went through and what his baby mama went through was able to help me. That's going, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've seen that and I was like, oh, okay, damn. And I'm on it though. But just, watching my son progress, he's still nonverbal right now, but we just got him potty trained.
Yeah.
He's potty trained now. And bro, he's super, super smart, super, super good kid. And I'm just doing everything that I can in my power to make sure that he's, getting the care that he needs. But I love it, bro. I love it.
It is transparent how much you love him. Because my wife 100%. Was very touched.
Yeah.
Like she was like, but you're a big old dude, tattoos, how you look, you know what I mean? Yeah. She was like, I would have never expected that from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so what you're doing is major for your son. It's major for people that are witnessing it. It's major for whoever's a part of it. And we had a long conversation about it. And it was just like, that was amazing of you, and it's amazing of what you're doing. It's amazing of your whole team, your woman, your the mother,
Yeah,
all
and a lot of people like they don't know. Like I literally like during the week, especially on the weekends, I don't really go out on the weekends.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I spend time with my son, and it's dope because he lives around the corner now.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so I'm able to see him every single day, picking him up from school, work with him and stuff like that. But a lot of the times, bro, I do that shit alone, and
Yeah.
I take 100%. You know what I'm saying? Pride in that. I love as a father.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with my little boy,
Right.
like we get our we get our bonding time.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And bro, just every single day, I'm just finding out new stuff.
New stuff.
Changes. We went from having like 7-8 tantrums a day to none. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Does diet play
Diet
a part?
is everything.
Diet is everything.
Yes, bro.
See, look
Diet
at
is
that.
everything.
That's-
Diet is everything. I've literally took all the sweets and snacks out of my house.
Really.
Yeah.
And you've seen an immediate? Was it immediate?
Damn near immediate.
Really?
Yeah. Because, you know, like my son, it's hard to get him to eat things.
Mhm.
He wants sugar 24/7.
Okay.
24/7.
Is he particular? Like he wants the same thing all the time? Or
Nah, that
does it
nigga
matter?
wants sugar. He
wants sugar. Give me something sweet,
from down to
motherfucker.
if it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, he going for the jelly.
Yeah.
If it's pancakes,
Syrup.
it gotta have the syrup on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So
You got a sugar tooth like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I got a snack cabinet, right? Because my daughter, she's in high school. You know, she get her snacks for lunch and stuff. And his first thought when he wake up in the morning, he going to the snack cabinet.
Right.
Right? And it went from like showing me the snack cabinet
to going to get it himself.
He waits till I go to the bathroom. And then he'll get this chair, and I'm like, that's just dope too. That he's
thinking,
improvising.
yeah, exactly.
He'll get the chair, he'll go down there, and if I'm taking a shit or something, I'll come back down, nigga. It's like 5 bags of Oreos. That's the first thing in the morning. You feel me? It's like 5 bags of Oreos open.
Went to town.
Yeah, he went to town because he know he got a small window
before daddy comes back.
Yeah. So, but you know, it went from waking up in the morning. He seen that? No. Then it's a tantrum.
Right.
Then it was bad tantrums. And then that'd be like 4 or 5 tantrums in the day.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I just need to eliminate this. And it went from literally, he didn't drink no water. He drink water now. You know, still trying to like get him to eat different type of things.
Yeah.
But that comes with time. But yeah, literally like went from 5 or 6 tantrums a day to damn near none now.
Right. That's a beautiful thing. I grew up with a Down syndrome cousin, Stevie. I talk with him. I joke. We do our little funny thing. But I grew up with my older cousin, Stevie, who was Down syndrome. And that's way different than autism.
Yeah.
You know?
I got a cousin who's special needs too that's older than me.
And growing up with him as my older cousin, like he was like 15 years older than me, but him being my older cousin, always it gave that experience or that exposure gave me a different outlook on people with disabilities, right? Because it's like, I remember people laughing at my cousin, you know what I mean? And me being mad and like, don't do, or whatever. But he was the most loving person. He always, no matter what, right now he's 55. I'm still, to this day, he'll call me his baby cousin. You know what I mean? Like, and put me under his arm and like, is anybody messing with you or anything? And it's just like, damn, these people, they may have a disability, but they're gifted, they're special.
Yeah, 100%.
And like the special need thing is like, they're special spirits. And I got into it with my wife, not got into it, but I showed her like a big old white autistic boy. He was huge. And his mom was trying to contain like a tantrum that he was having, and he was hitting her.
Oh, yeah.
And so I told my wife, I was like, because she's in the social field, mental field or whatever. And I was like, what do you think about that? What should they do? Like, should they have gave him a whippings earlier or this and that? She was like, no, a whipping ain't gonna do nothing. She was like, that's not
it's something that's coming. It's something his brain is telling him to do. It's not a behavioral thing. It's something that like your brain is literally telling you,
this is what you need to do.
Yes, basically. And you can't stop that. So autistic kids, they stem. It could come in different, like sometimes they can like, flap their hands. Or like I just seen one with a little girl, like
Mhm.
she crosses her eyes.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, so STEM is like a
It's
behavior that they do,
to,
like a movement.
to regulate your emotions.
Okay.
So yeah, like I seen a little girl. She was like, I don't know how to cross my eyes, but that's my STEM. My eyes just cross in random
Okay.
times and stuff too.
Oh,
And then
shit.
so it's like certain kids they'll flap,
Yeah.
they'll spin.
Yeah, I've seen the spinning thing
Spinning,
where they
yep.
can just spin it
They
and
can
not.
spin all day and stuff too. And they just look at the world differently.
Right.
Or like, they'll line up stuff. They'll line things up. Things got to be a certain way too. So yeah, bro, it's just once you start educating yourself on what's going on and how to handle situations,
Right.
because at first for my son, I thought it was a behavioral thing.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, don't do this, don't do that. And it's
Thought
like,
he was being like bad, or
I thought he was just being bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're not being bad. It's just, this is what your brain is telling you, and there's certain ways that you can handle it.
Mhm.
So I've learned how to like handle it. And then too, for autistic kids, like you want you to be the safe place for your kid.
Right.
So even like now, even like yesterday, I was I had to park my car a little better, and I told my brother, I'm like, hey, take my son in the house.
Mhm.
He thinking I'm about to leave. He like, I don't want to go with my uncle. I
Yeah.
want to stay with my dad.
Right.
You feel me? And that was about to be a tantrum. I'm like, hey, no. Or sometimes if I say, hey, I'll go get the family some food, he don't want to leave. I'm like, come on, just come ride with me.
Just come on.
Yeah.
But he's like your road dog. Like he's your ace.
Exactly. So
he want to be with dad at all times.
But with coming with that, then you put positive reinforcements in the things that he wants. So yeah. Instead of like, okay, look, you don't have to throw a tantrum. You do this, you get this. This is your reward and stuff too.
Oh, yeah. So you taking moments to be learning lessons, like okay, so we're gonna benefit this behavior, and it's all.
And a lot of that is at schools too. My son has been to. This is tomorrow. It's gonna be his fourth school this year.
Okay.
Yep. Because these programs, whatever's best for him, that's what he needs to be in.
Yeah.
So we went through 4 schools this year so far, and this is about to be the 4th.
Okay.
That he's starting tomorrow.
And so this is I'm big on communication, right? Like, but I feel like us as brothers, we keep a lot of stuff in, and we don't share enough
100%.
information with each other or what we're going through. Like, God bless OT.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God OT had the wisdom or the know-it-all to be, hey, let's get this looked at. Let's get nephew looked at, see what this is going on, and to be able to move there. But there might be a bunch of brothers, a lot of brothers that are in the same situation that don't know, that don't have an OT.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to talk about it too. So many times when I share my experiences, like on the pod, there's always men that be hitting me up like, "Thank you, bro. I need to, check it out and figure this out." Or, bro, people be asking me for tips, and I be giving them tips.
That's beautiful.
I'll send voice messages right through the DMs and stuff like that too.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, it's important to talk about it.
And so with your son, he's benefiting from your relationship, clearly, from having a good father.
100%.
How are you benefiting from, as a person, as a man? How have you benefited from raising your son?
Learning patience, bro. Learning patience, because especially my son not being verbal, he will be upset about things or he'll want something and you don't know. So you have to try to figure that out and get to the core of what a tantrum is, or why is he, acting this way, or what does he want? And bro, it's just ultimately patience. I'm a person that's always on the go.
Okay.
I'm a person that's always looking for the next moving and all of that too.
What's the next move?
What's the next move? I still do that, but now I can strategically do it, and I can sit back and wait and play the field a little more and see like what's going on before I make my move, instead of just being impulsive and jumping through without the research and stuff.
That's bomb, because sometimes when you're moving so fast, you can't see a blessing if it came your way, because you just like moving.
You just jump.
But when you could just sit in the moment and just like reflect or relax, you can benefit from that. Like my grandfather used to say, if you don't know what to do, don't do nothing.
Straight up.
Just sit down and sit in it. So I've also talked about like alcohol, me stopping alcohol, how that none of this would be possible without me stopping, because I would have fucked it up somehow or been lazy or something. Something about alcohol would have prevented this from happening. And so I want to talk to you about alcohol with you. And you've stopped, you started.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have
100%.
the strength? Because some people can't stop.
Yeah.
They can't stop. What do you because I get people that ask me like advice about like how did you stop drinking? And I really don't have that great advice because I just stopped. You know what I mean? Like I just stopped. Do you have a reason or how you're able to do that?
Um, for one, health.
Okay.
You know, once my health got in jeopardy, that's what made me like, okay. But even then, like the first time that I stopped, the doctor told me, he was like, "Hey, don't stop." He was just like, basically just
Just
do
cut
less.
it down. Yeah.
Cut it down. And I'm like, hey, I got scared. I'm like, all right, hold on.
Fuck that. I'm stopping.
I'm stopping. I don't need it. You know, and I went through alcohol withdrawals.
Yeah.
And you know, all of that I found out was me masking the old trauma that I had.
Yeah.
And once
Right.
I stopped, man, it was hard for me to go to sleep. It was hard for me to handle any type of conflict. Like I was very irritable.
Right.
It was a lot that I learned about myself. And I literally had to like relearn myself.
Because your defense mechanism was gone.
Well,
like the way you dealt with stuff.
I wasn't used to dealing with problems,
Right.
bro. You know what I mean? Anything. You get into it with your girl, you drinking. You,
exactly.
You know, you lose a homie, you just drinking. You know what I mean? Any conflict come your way, you drinking, you having a good time, it's done. And once you're not doing that, everything comes to the surface.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't think about it because you're dealing with it on your lows and you're dealing with it on your highs.
Exactly.
Celebrating with it.
Exactly.
Oh.
It becomes a part. It becomes a part of you. And once you don't have that, man, I remember I went through like, it was almost 3 days, bro, of insomnia, bro. And that was like the worst shape that I was in.
Because you'll start going crazy. Like your brain will start playing games with you.
I had a meeting with like Pun and some of his partners. And I never forget, I went and they was like, bro, you look terrible. They're like, go home.
Damn.
Try to get some sleep. I couldn't sleep. And I talk about it all the time. It's an app called Dare that I got this app and it taught me how to like drive again. It taught me how to handle my panic attacks. It taught me all how to handle anxiety. And I figured it out that, because I'm an overthinker, I figured out like, oh, most of this shit is because of my mind. I'm making myself stressed out. I'm making myself sick. There's old trauma that hasn't been answered for. And, you know, once I get that intact,
right,
then I could do anything.
And you said Dare was
Dare, yeah, it's a dope. It's $50 for the year. I haven't had a panic attack in maybe a year and a half, 2 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had panic attacks before, and the funny thing is, I didn't even know what they stemmed from.
I didn't either.
I didn't know where it came from, but just my wife just like being there, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, you know what I mean? But I didn't, like you said, dealing with old traumas. Well, it could have been something I saw, something I heard. I don't know what.
Shit just pop up at the surface.
And it's like, oh shit.
And then you got to know how to handle it.
And guess what? Not one person talked to me about panic attacks in my life. I didn't even know what the fuck it was.
I didn't either. I thought I was going crazy.
Right.
And then it was crazy too because my young brother, he was going through it. He thought he was going crazy. He made me take him to Augusta Hawkins one time.
Really?
Yeah. And then my little sister went through it.
Yeah.
Like bad. And I was like, okay, I'm like, look, this is what it is. This is what you're going through. And learning how to handle that and learning how to, you know, a lot of times that like we make up the worst scenario in our minds and it never comes to pass. It hardly ever
It never happens.
It never happens.
The fear of something that's never going to happen.
Yes. You'll talk yourself out of greatness because you're thinking the worst out of the situation where instead you just like, look, and that's where that spiritual aspect comes over too, where it's like, look, if you trust God, if you know he gonna have you on the right path, then you don't have nothing to worry about.
No worries.
Yeah.
The spirit of fear don't live here.
Even like, I know what it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like bills coming up. You like, how am I gonna take care of this?
Yeah.
How, especially as a man, when you have family and you got things you need. How am I gonna take care? Every time.
Boom. Like
every
clockwork.
Every time. And then, you know, you get a lot of those to where you're like, you know what? Something that may seem big, like the things I used to stress out about, now it's like, come on now.
In the wind.
Like I said earlier, my homie, he was like, hey, I'm gonna let you stay at this place.
Yeah.
$800 a month. At the time, I was like, how the fuck
am I
going
to
$800? How am I gonna afford $800 a month? This is what I'm stressed out about.
That nigga praying for $800 a month for real.
I'm like,
right now.
but back then,
It was
like
everything. It was
that was
huge.
that was everything. And then you get to a certain point, and then you look back and you say, "Damn, look where I came from there, into now." And then I know 5 years from now, my future self is gonna say, "Damn, look how you came from here to there." And it's not a money thing.
No.
It's just the mindset where you at, and bro, this shit's crazy. It's super crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because every time that you level up, you're able to look or think about things that you didn't know existed or didn't have the outlook or be at this height to be able to look at these things. Like, oh shit, oh, this is what I need to work on. And I was telling people, like, getting these cameras, like going from phone to one camera to two cameras. If I wouldn't have started on the phone and went to a camera, I wouldn't have been able to deal with the issues that are coming up
or appreciate it.
Or appreciate it.
Everybody want to be, I need this now. Like, nah, bro, you just got to get started. You just got to just use what you can. Because I was one of them people too, where it was like, oh, I can't do this if I ain't got this
It
type
had to
of
be
quality.
perfect.
Man, it's never going to be perfect.
Never.
You just got to do it.
Just got to do it. And that's literally what I did. But that's because getting to see you guys, man. Seeing my young brothers, like, that's younger than me. And another thing I say is there's people out there doing more than me with less.
Yes.
There's people out there grinding with less, doing more. But seeing you guys, seeing Pun, seeing T-Rail, seeing you, seeing how you guys are building, I wasn't even aware of this stuff. But if I had not been exposed to what was going on, I would have never even, what the fuck is a roadcaster?
Bro,
you know what I mean? Like,
you're like,
the fuck?
It's crazy too, because first glance, you'll look at this and say, this is challenging.
Yeah.
This is challenging. And that was, bro, it's just like me learning like how to record myself. It took me 3 days, and I was like, I feel so stupid.
Really? And you went all those years?
All them years. But that's me not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm talking myself out of it like, nigga, this looks too complicated. I don't even want to.
Already psych it, but that's the thing.
You psych yourself out.
It's the mind.
And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to do it. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going to take me like 2-3 weeks. Took a couple of days. Like, I literally, me and Mark Nasty project about to come out, I literally recorded that whole thing myself. And I was like, I should have been doing this. Should have been doing this.
So, but you know what? God's time is the best timing,
Exactly.
Right? God's time is the best timing. It's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. And I'm not saying that this is your second coming of a rap career. You haven't went nowhere, but you're in a different mind space now.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a different mindset. And being able to have the advantage of being able to work when you want to work.
Yep.
And not have to wait or call on somebody or do something. Just be able to, like, you know what, let me change this shit up. The quality of what you do has more of your footprint on it. So with this Mark Nasty, how do you feel the Mark Nasty album? How do you feel about this album?
Oh, it's dope. You know, for one, it was a big practice for myself of getting my sound together to how I wanted this shit to sound. And then two, bro, it's dope for our people that we work with and fuck with to, you know what I'm saying, get new music for me, but also more of an introduction to Mark Nasty as well too.
Right.
Where it's like, I want to see him pop. I want to see him get cracking because he's very, very talented. I'm happy that he's on the shows and shit that we're on, but more people need to know his musical side as well too.
Yeah, because he's definitely bigger than
he's incredible, bro. He's incredible.
It's crazy. And then I love that. I love what you were doing where you were making the beats and the music on stream, like, and letting people see, like, even somebody's learning, like, they're like, oh shit, look at this. But Mark does his lives, you know what I mean? And he's like doing stuff, and you can see him like, no, I'm gonna come with this, like, you know what I mean? And it's just getting to see the artistic process. That dude, I don't know where his brain is, because
some pussy
for sure. But his ad-libbing, like his energy, like his like, I think there's a whole movie happening in his head, in Mark's head, like some kind of comic strip where if he just can get all that shit out, it's gonna be a masterpiece.
Yeah, he dope though. He's super dope.
Dude, and you found him.
I ain't found him. I help assist.
He was in the chat.
Yeah, he was in the chat. My homegirls You know what I'm saying? They was playing his music. Actually, like Damo, she was one of them. Big shout out to Damo. They was playing his music that he had. And I was like, oh, he dope. And then, you know, he had donated. And I seen his name. And I was like, oh, he got this dope ass song, played it for Pun.
Oh, so we're already familiar with the name.
I was already familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Like, but look, that's
just a little lot.
Just a little lot, but that's the benefit of having the platform and us having something to do that on.
100%.
Because a lot of times there wasn't a space. There's not a space for it. And so now I see how this is going, this streaming stuff. Now YouTube has changed. Did you see what they just changed? They're adding to where you can just basically upload your content movie-wise. What
you mean?
So you can record and have a show or have movie quality stuff and just upload it through and it's going to be basically like Netflix, but your own channel. And you can upload without having to go through a studio, do anything. It's your channel. That's
dope.
That's dope because, you know, like
when they starting that?
I just got a message. Hey, babe, I just got a message about it yesterday. So I'm going to look further into it, but it's giving content creators more leverage and more power to put out stuff where it's not just like streaming live, like where you can put out real content, like quality content and not have to go through a studio.
That's dope though.
Dope. So that's what I'm saying. Everything, God's timing is the best timing because you've just been practicing for 4 years in this space. Now you can be like, oh, I can take advantage of that.
And we gonna take advantage of it.
Like I could do this easy. But I appreciate you for coming through, man.
Oh, anytime, bro.
Sharing the knowledge, sharing the love. And I just want to commend you on all your success and congratulate you on all your success. And your future is even brighter. You know what I mean? Like, and to just be able to sit here with you and talk to you and see how humble you are, but also you being aware of your position and what's going on. That's a lot for a young black man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Very well.
Where's the coffee at?
It's
ain't no more coffee with the Rios? This the evolution.
This is the evolution. I don't do coffee though.
Yeah, ain't no more coffee.
I had some coffee upstairs, but because of all the remodeling.
I'm on the mushroom coffee right now. It's great.
Really?
I like it a lot.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah, Rise.
Really?
Yeah, I need to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Because they, that shit's good.
What is it called?
Rise.
Rise? Shout out Rise. I'm going to try
coffee.
I'm going to try it. And so what is it? Just a couple spoons or how do you do it?
I mean, me, I don't know. I just be pouring shit in there.
Okay.
And blend it with hot water and yeah, it's just good.
Oh shit. Well, maybe my next live I'll be off some rides. We'll go to
bro, some great energy. Mental
we'll go
clarity.
To a whole nother level real quick.
Yeah, I like it. I fuck with it. I need to get some more.
Hey, that's it. But this is Reality Check with Rios. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate AD. Episode 10. We out.